The other thing that I want to call your attention to is if you look at the shell of the turtles, you'll see they're made up of a number of regions. And if you look at those regions, they have kind of very straight boundaries. So it's always a little surprising when we see a straight line. Not many straight lines in my face, for example. A little surprising when we see straight lines in the biological creature. In fact, if you look at some of the turtles, you'll see that they have an almost perfect regular hexagon right in the center of their back. And where could those shapes possibly be coming from? And again, to quickly give you an idea, I have a picture of a tortoise here. And here you can actually see growth rings on the shells. And what happens is each of these regions grows at a constant rate. And so that tells you that any part that's on one of these regions has to be closest to the center of its shell. Because if it was of its plate, if it wasn't closest to the center of its plate, well, another plate would have gotten there first. So each one of these plates consists of all the points that are closest to where that growth began. And so we actually see this pattern over and over in nature because there are many cases in which things start growing from multiple points and they grow until they meet, and then you get a straight line boundary. Because what is the locus of all the points that are equidistant from two given points? It's the perpendicular bisector, a straight line. Okay, so we see that principle from geometry showing up in living things. So here's the quick quiz. Who wants to guess what this natural thing is the surface of? So here's a picture of the surface of something else, grew in the same way, grew starting from many points. They grew out at an equal rate. They met, created these regions, which have a fancy name. They're called Voronoi regions, but that doesn't matter. They're just the regions of things that are closest to some growth points. Who wants to guess what this is? Yeah. Excellent. Very, very close. This is the outside. So the fact that you got it as a fruit, I'm very impressed. I was expecting people to say lizard or something else scaly. This is the rind of a spiked durian, which is a smelly kind of fruit. But this is exactly how it grows.